My name is Joseph Cooper. I was a police officer in the town of Jimsville, Tennessee. If you're curious why the town doesn't show up in any Google search results, I'm gonna tell you why. It was an ordinary day at the station. I was doing my usual rounds of paperwork before heading home. Susan, one of the 911 operators, informed me about a call from a man named Marshall. The reason being, an attempted child abduction. All right, I'll take care of it, I said, getting in my cruiser. It was a 5-minute drive to get to his house. 2 other officers were already there. The distraught man was speaking to them about the incident. I walked up to him to ask him about what had happened. He told me that a man had emerged from the bushes when his 7-year-old daughter, Josie Flynn, was playing on her swing set. The description of the subject was that of a fairly tall, average-built Caucasian man, in his mid-20s with short, well-kept brown hair and blue eyes. His outfit consisted of black and-one shoes, blue jeans, a brown long-sleeve shirt, and a gray mask that covered his mouth. And strangely, only his mouth. When the man tried to do something to his daughter, he quickly stormed outside. After seeing the angered father, the man quickly sprinted back into the woods. He took his daughter into the house and called the police, which led to the current moment. Marshall noted the man had a maw of razor-sharp triangular teeth and no lips. That last part sent a chill down my spine. My colleagues on the scene thought that he was on something, but that look on his face convinced me that he wasn't lying. The next couple of days, several women disappeared, and 2 bodies were found mauled and partially eaten in the forest. The sheriff feared that a bear had gained a taste of human flesh and was hunting the townsfolk. I objected to that since the injuries on the autopsy report definitely weren't from a bear. Of course, they ignored me and the deaths were reported as animal attacks. The following Saturday, I was enjoying one of the few days off I had while my wife Chloe was at work. I was lounging on my easy chair watching the movie, The Revenant, drinking a beer to temporarily forget about the recent murders. My daughter Sarah, who was 16 at the time, arrived home from her gymnastics practice. She gave me a big hug as usual when she got home. When she walked upstairs to change out of her clothes, I walked to my fridge to get another Miller Lite. I suddenly heard the ear-piercing scream of Sarah from her bedroom. I rushed up the stairs and into her room, practically ramming the door down. "What's wrong?" I asked in an urgent tone. "There was a man outside. He was watching me change," Sarah said, tearing up. "Did you see what he looked like?" I asked. "Not really, but he had brown hair and a gray face mask on his mouth," Sarah said. My heart sank to my chest when she said that. It was for sure the same man from the previous case. "Stay here," I said, going to my bedroom to retrieve the Remington shotgun from my closet. I went out to the backyard, pumping the shotgun as I yelled for whoever it was to come out with their hands up. There was no response. I searched the entire yard for 3 minutes to find no one in sight. Although I know Sarah would never lie about something like that, I went back into the house to comfort her until their mother returned. Now that the same man from the Marshall Flynn case paid me a visit, I was fully convinced that he was responsible for the killings. And sure enough, the following Tuesday, the remains of a missing young boy, Jared Hancock, age 10, were found in the forest preserve. His lower torso was completely missing. The smell of decaying flesh hung in the hot air. Even the homicide detective, Joshua Rogers, vomited his lunch upon seeing the poor boy. "You got a clue of what the hell did this?" I said. "To be honest, I have no idea myself. Whatever did this definitely wasn't an animal. A person chopping this boy in half isn't a far stretch, but there's no way they would bother with such a precise cut," Joshua said. "So what the hell does that mean?" I said. "That whatever we're dealing with is something supernatural. I'm sure of it," Joshua said. Even though I believed him somewhat, there was no way in hell we would have been able to convince the superintendent or the sheriff. I and Joshua left the crime scene to execute the grim task of informing the Hancocks of their son's death. They predictably sobbed uncontrollably, Miss Hancock especially. After they calmed down, Joshua asked them questions regarding their son's disappearance while I was using the bathroom. They said Jared was spending the night at a friend's house. When they were playing in the backyard was when he went missing. Before we left, Miss Hancock pleaded with us to find the monster that had brutalized her son. We promised to do whatever we could to find them. When we left, I was welcomed by Sheriff Michael Douglas leaning against my office door. "Hey, Sheriff.